Alright, so I didn't realize that this video would turn out to be almost 30 minutes long, and I know time is precious, and I know a lot of you guys don't have time to watch maybe a 30-minute video, let alone maybe some of you guys don't want to. If you do want to, that's great. I'd appreciate if you watch the whole thing because I do talk about a lot of things that have been on my mind and things that I feel like I just wanted to talk about and be transparent with and open, especially with you guys about. But the video itself is kind of all over the place. I even thought about filming it again, but then I watched the footage back and I realized, you know what? If I film it again, it's just not going to be me. It's just not going to be genuine. So if you guys want to watch the whole thing, feel free to, but if not, I make an important kind of announcement regarding the channel kind of towards the end. So I just am filming this segment here to let you guys know that announcement here so you don't have to wait all the way till the end because then a lot of you guys will probably not even get it. But the short version is, guys, I want to make my old content again. I miss it. I really do. And it's taken me so long to realize that over this last year of just especially transforming into, an animation storytime channel so fast. Anyway, I get into more detail about it as the video goes on, so you can watch it if you want, but the reaction videos, the K-pop reactions, the scary stories, everything is coming back. I might even bring the vlogs back, like twice a month or something like that. Regarding the scary stories real quickly before I forget, guys, I can't make the scary stories exactly how I made them before. I can't read Junji Ito's stories because, of copyright issues. So if you want me to read scary stories and do scary videos, I need to find another way to do that. And what I'm thinking now is, I'm going to work with the artists that I'm working with now, and we're going to find scary stories on the internet, maybe like on some creepy subreddits, and we're going to take a story that's text-based, that's, out there to the public, and we're going to add our own illustrations to it, and I'm going to read it, and it's going to be illustrated, and, I'll give you my reactions like I did, and it'll more or less be exactly like the old times. I just hope you guys will give it a chance. And on top of me going back to my roots, I am still planning to make my animated content for all of you new guys that came in this last year as well. I just am probably just going to focus on one good story, maybe once a month or so, instead of trying to do like 2 or 3 not so good stories like I have been these last few months. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's this big change coming to the channel that I really just want to get back to and try out because I really do believe that I was the most happy during those times, and I really do feel like we had the biggest sense of community, back then. Alright, that's about it. That's all I wanted to say at the beginning. If you want to watch the rest and understand why, and as I go into detail about why I'm going back to my older content and why I'm, kind of all over the place and talk about my feelings. If you guys don't want to watch the rest, that's fine. I understand. Thank you for watching this far, if you did, and back to you, Terry. I was going to try to turn those lights on behind me to kind of make more for an ambiance feeling and, I don't know, make the background look a little bit better than just like my bedroom and my mom and stepdad's house. Yeah, I'm actually back for Thanksgiving. I'm back in the States. I'm visiting my family. I've seen my dad. I'm seeing my sisters, seeing stepdad, mom. I'm actually going to Thanksgiving dinner in a few hours to go see my grandma and, other members of the family. But while I'm here on vacation, I don't know, I've been taking some time to just reflect on myself as a person as well as a creator, and I feel like I wanted to talk to you guys. This is so weird. I haven't done one of these videos in so long, but that's why I feel like it's so much needed. So much needed. I used to be a teacher. I feel like there's a lot of things that I want to kind of say to you guys and just talk to you guys about, and oh man, where to begin? First of all, if you're watching this video and you're new, you're probably not going to be understanding a lot of the things that I talk about, and that's okay. You can follow along with me. But if you are, an OG subscriber, you've been around for a while, or you've at least watched a decent amount of my videos, more than just like what I've put out in this last year, then you'll kind of more or less understand where I'm getting at and the points that I'm trying to make. And I'm going to try to keep this video not super long, but I apologize if it is long. So if it turns out being kind of a longer video, then I don't know, grab a bottle of popcorn, grab a snack, grab a buddy, and yeah, enjoy. So it's just interesting where I am now as a creator, as a person, and I guess I've felt bad, and I felt some regret. And when I say that, I mean like I've let a lot of you guys down in this last year since, I started doing these animatic videos and story times. And I want to just talk about where my head was at and why I kind of have went the way that I went. And I just felt like this video was kind of needed, because I really just haven't talked to you guys one-on-one, or to whoever your buddy is, one-on-two. A lot of what I've been feeling lately, especially since I've had time to reflect on myself as a creator, is that I felt bad for you guys, that I've let a lot of you guys down who watched me before this last year, before I made animations and before I did all these storytelling and stuff, these different types of videos that kind of came out of nowhere. But the reasoning behind everything I do is always, what's best for the channel, and if it's a content shift, it's got to be something that I enjoy, that I'm having fun with, and ultimately that I think will carry the channel to, its next phase, something bigger and better. And so far, every time, it has been that way. So far, every time I've changed my content, something good has come out of that. When I changed my content, my channel was basically dead when I was making like the Korean interview reaction videos for like a year straight. It was just boring, it was like saturated. You've seen it all. When you've seen like a couple reactions, you've seen it all. It's boring. I got that, and I realized, I have to change it up. And that's when I started just like reacting on camera myself. And that's when I saw the first kind of surge in my channel and growth and subs and views. And I thought to myself, wow, I really made a good decision, I guess. I really thought I did. And I was consistent with that for a while, like a year or two. And then, eventually I was kind of just like going up and down, on the YouTube grind. There'd be a good month, then an average month, good month, then a bad month, then an average month, then a great month, then not so great, then average. But I was consistent, and I was consistent to you guys. And it was during those times I think we had the strongest sense of community. I just want to throw that out there. I feel like, you guys as a fandom, do you guys even remember what you guys are called? Toast Army? Jeez. And a lot of me misses that, but we'll talk about that later. Community. But after I, was doing reactions for a while, I wanted to change it up. I guess I felt like I had kind of hit the ceiling in terms of where these reaction videos could take me, and I wanted to see what I could do next. And that's when I started reading some webtoons that kind of took off and took my channel in a different direction. And I was genuinely having so much fun reading these webtoons and scary stories and just, entertaining you guys. And then I became this webtoon and scary story YouTuber channel that would read you a scary story at night, and you guys could watch it before you go to sleep, and it was great. And I guess I kind of got into that, and I did that for a while. But then ultimately, I realized that there's only so many webtoons and comics, and there's only so many scary stories, from these small pool of authors that I can read from. And one of the most popular artists that I would read stories from was Junji Ito, and you guys absolutely loved when I read you his stories, and I loved reading them to you and making the videos, read-through videos. I loved putting in the sound effects and the music, and just transforming the experience into something that you wouldn't just get from just reading it by yourself. You got like a different experience with my videos. At least that's what I hoped, and I was really proud of them, and I was really happy making them. But when I just realized one day that, oh geez, I'm gonna run out of scary stories. What do I do then? I guess I started to panic, because I'm one of those people that I always think about the future, and I always think about, can this sustain me? Can I thrive on this for the long run, or is this only gonna last me like 2 weeks, 1 week? I'm always thinking about the future, and it's like a double-bladed sword, double-edged sword. I don't know what the term is. It's like good and bad for me, because on one side, it pushes me to be a better creator, but then at the other end, it totally stresses me out, and I always worry about like, oh, what's the next thing that I'm gonna do? And so I kind of like went into a little slump, after like a year and a half of doing these scary stories, and they were the main thing I was doing on my channel, the main source of content. I realized like, oh man, like I'm really gonna be kind of screwed when I run out of stories, or what if I get in trouble? What if the artist or something like all of a sudden contacts me and is like, hey, I don't want you reading my stories anymore. And actually, the funny thing about that, Junjo Ito himself didn't contact me or anything, but his international company called like Viz Media or something, they handle all his international licensing. They copyright struck the first scary story I ever read of Junji Ito. They took the video down and they gave me a copyright strike. So that kind of sucks, but it's one of the things that you have to kind of take a gamble with as a creator. And as much as I like to think that my work with his stories was transformative and giving you a completely different experience, you'd have to take it to court to really figure that out. And I don't want to get into that. The point is, I knew that it was going to be tricky and it was going to bite me in the behind eventually. And I didn't want to have to keep doing that until that day came. So one day I was browsing YouTube and I saw like a couple storytime animation videos pop up in my recommendations, and I clicked on them. But when I first saw the thumbnail, I thought, oh wow, is this like an actual like animation story, like animated and like a cartoon story? That's so cool. Let me watch it. And when I watched it, it turns out it was more animatic. It wasn't like full-blown animation, but it was a bunch of panels put together like a comic, but like a flip book, to make it kind of, animatic, to make it move. And I thought to myself, you know what? I kind of do this with my webtoons and scary story videos. I kind of like make them a little bit more lively, animated. I add some effects and movement. And I thought to myself, you know what? If I get together some artists, maybe I could do that too. And so I made my first animatic storytime video, and it blew up. It's actually my most viewed video, I think, to date, like ever. And then I made another animation video, and that was a hit. And then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And it was just like, we were getting so many new people to the channel. I had just hit 1 million subs. And before I was making these animation videos, I was thinking to myself, geez, what am I doing with my channel? People were congratulating me that I got 1 million subs, that I was almost at 1 million. When I got over 1 million, they congratulated me. I got invited to like a couple creator parties to celebrate, and they were like, hey, Terry, yeah, you just got 1 million subs. Let's announce it here at the party. And I'm just like, no, that's okay, because deep down and personally, I really wasn't proud of getting to 1 million subs, because I didn't really know where I was going as a creator. And so when I started making these animation story times and they started to take off, I thought, wow, this must be like fate. This must be my next direction. This must be where I need to go. And so, it went on like that for a few months. I had hits. I saw the most traffic on my channel and most growth that I've ever seen, and I was so ecstatic about it. I was so excited. I was so happy. But then nothing lasts forever. The two artists that I was working with, one was in high school, one was just graduated high school. I mean, they were both adults. They were both over 18. But, they were a little bit unreliable sometimes with the timing. They wouldn't always get things to me on time. And, as a YouTuber, it's kind of important to upload things on a certain day, especially if you have an upload schedule. But, I didn't take that the wrong way or anything. After a few months of working with them, I just kind of thought to myself, well, the channel's doing really well. Maybe it's time I hire somebody that, like, full-time, that can actually, like, dedicate the time to it, who's, like, not a student, because, these two artists, they were literally going to go to college or, like, busy with exams. So I really didn't want to stress them out any more than they already were. And I just thought it would be best to just work with somebody that actually could provide the time to this job. And that's when I took my first big hit of the year. I made one video which was part of a series that I was really proud of, and I was really working hard on it. My friend was guest appearing in it. She was doing one of the voices, and I was so proud of that video, and I was so proud of the story that was going to come out of it, because it tells a really important message. And ultimately, I kind of got screwed over in that whole series. It took me like months to finish that 3-part series, when it should have only taken like a month or a month and a half. And the reason behind that is because the new artist that I hired, basically, we kind of butted heads a few times. We had some creative differences, and long story short, she just quit one day when I was, sick, and I had just recovered, and I texted her. I'm like, hey, sorry for not getting back to you in a while, but let's get started on the next story. I think I'm feeling better, and yeah, let's get it going. And it's like, she could have told me before, but she waited for me to get better. She waited for me to reach out, and then she told me, yeah, I don't want to work with you anymore, and I'm gonna quit. I've already made up my mind. And to make matters worse, I had 2 assistant artists that were helping with coloring and shading, and they were working with me. I was paying them as well, but they were her friends. And she was the one that recommended that I hire them, because I asked her when I first brought her on board, I was like, hey, do you know anyone that can help you out? I want to make sure that you don't have too much work, so I'm going to bring on assistants to help you out. I want to make sure you're comfortable. I like to think of myself as a really easy to work with person, and I'm not really that good at being the whole boss thing, so I just wanted the people that were helping me out to be comfortable and to get as much help as I could provide them. But now I know never to hire people's friends when you're hiring someone you don't know, because if that person ever quits, they're going to take their friends with them. And that's exactly what she did. She quit and she took her 2 friends with her, so I was literally left with no artists for like months until I finally found someone to take over, or found like a few other people. But the annoying thing about all of that is just it took so long to finish that series, and I lost so much momentum that I had going, riding on it. I had to change my artists, so that meant the artist style was changed, and so that means people wouldn't necessarily recognize it. I mean, thank God, like, the video still performed well, but it's just something I always regret. I feel like the series could have overall performed even better if it was consistent, if it was put out in a timely manner, if the artist was the same throughout the 3-part series and not like 3 different artists. It looks like 3 different videos almost. Anyways, that was kind of the first. Let me take a break. Sorry, I had to take a minute to just like relax and calm down, and you see, that's why I wanted to make this video, not to talk about that and the negatives. I mean, I was in a pretty bad place during that time, and I was, upset, and I really did feel betrayed, and I really did feel like making a video saying, like, sorry guys, I'm not going to be able to finish this series that, millions of people are tuning into because my artist quit on me without even giving me any notice. So, sorry. But ultimately, I decided not to give it any attention, not to make matters worse, blow them out of proportion. I'm not trying to send like a hate train towards anyone, even if they should have some criticism thrown at them. It wasn't worth it. And that's not the main point of this video either. So don't go and spread any hate towards anyone. That's not what this is about. It's just, I need to get this out. And I just need to explain to you guys my side of things and why I am where I am, like I've been saying. And that's kind of the first point in this last year where my channel took a big hit, because changing the artist, taking so long to finish that series, losing so much traction, it really, really hurt the channel. And after that, I put out another video, didn't do as good, put out another one, did a little bit worse, put another one, it did worse than that. And, it just became this thing where I started to realize that, oh man, ever since I started, working with different people, things have just gotten bad. And I never really was able to recover from that, and it just made me feel really bad. And I had so many great stories I wanted to tell you, and so many things that I was passionate about doing with this animation storytelling format. And ultimately I realized, like, I'm not gonna be able to work with the same people I used to work with. That's just not gonna happen. It's just not in the equation, and that's fine. They're doing their own thing and I'm doing mine. I need to figure out how to get past this on my own. But more importantly, I realized that YouTube itself, it's just not a great platform in a lot of ways. It's given me everything I have, but at the same time, gosh, is it annoying sometimes to be a creator on this platform. As much as I wanted to continue doing these animatic story times and show you more of my life as a kid and a teenager and growing up and becoming who I am today, I realized YouTube is not the platform. And if I'm going to continue doing a serialized story and tell you everything in order, in sequences and episodes, I think it's just better I do it on another platform like Webtoons or something like that, where you guys are actually there for the consistency and you guys are actually going and reading each episode every time. I think, Webtoons or a comic website for creators is much better for episodic content, at least for my channel. And then I started making these animation story times about your guys' stories, because I was at a loss of content. I didn't know what to do. I basically turned my channel into an animation channel so fast, and I didn't even update you guys, and I didn't even tell you. And I was like, oh, even at that time, like 3-4 months ago, I knew that so many of you guys had missed, my older videos, and, you wanted to see my face again, and you wanted to just see me as a person and genuine content, and not just these stories. And I should have made this video then. But me being the person I am, I always try to persevere and come back. And so I decided, okay, well, how can I sort of bring back the reactions? How can I bring back me interacting with you guys? And how can I still give this whole new audience what they want, these animation story times? So I started animating your guys' stories, and I did that for a few months, and it was okay for a little bit. Things were stable, but then, I don't know, I wanted to talk about some more serious things. I didn't want to make every story just like boyfriend, girlfriend, crush, relationship, because honestly, that's like the only thing that like gets the most views, and it's kind of sad. Like it's just kind of shallow, and it just feels a little bit like discouraging as a creator that, that's the only thing that this kind of videos, do well in. I mean, there are other channels where they can talk about whatever they want in this format and they just blow up, but not every channel works like that. It's limited to certain channels. Mine is not in there. So I kind of went into a deeper hole, and I took a break, took like a month break from YouTube, and just thought to myself, what am I gonna do? Like, is this finally it? Had a good run, got to 2 million. I mean, I didn't ever pop off to PewDiePie level or Shane Dawson, but I was happy. I made some kind of impact, and that was enough for me at the time. But I still wanted to come back, and I still wanted to do this. I still wanted to make content for you guys, and I don't know. I got a girlfriend recently. I'm sure some of you guys have seen that. And I thought maybe a good way to come back and kind of ease down off the animations is bring you guys some vlogging content, at least while I figure things out, figure out what I'm going to do next. And yeah, the vlogs were good for a little bit, but once again, I was starting to notice that, the videos that always do the best are the ones where I talk about the girlfriend or do something with the girlfriend. And then I started, because I was making those types of videos, I started getting recommended those types of videos. And I saw a bunch of channels that are just literally boyfriend prank, girlfriend prank, I'm pregnant prank on boyfriend, I'm breaking up with you prank on girlfriend, pretending to propose prank on girlfriend, or all this prank stuff, all this silly stuff, boyfriend, girlfriend, back and forth. And it's just like, bro, like, you prank your girlfriend and boyfriend every day. How do they not expect a prank coming already? You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously so fake. So I don't know, that just kind of discouraged me more. And I don't know, and then I lost my dog. Well, I didn't lose him, but I fulfilled a promise to give him to his mommy, one of my close friends, and finally let him live with her, because that was our arrangement. She just never had a place that would allow her to have dogs, so I've technically been having Max with me all these years, but, I miss him. So basically, I was at this really low point, and I really didn't know, like, if I wanted to continue doing YouTube. And, this is just, it's supposed to make you happy. You're supposed to enjoy doing your job, right? But for these last few weeks, I was really not enjoying at all. And I was asking myself, is this it? We done? Time to move on? Is it time to go back to being an English teacher? So I'm back here in the States now for vacation. Well, Thanksgiving break, seeing the family. I've had a lot of time to think these last couple of days, especially on the 13-hour flight over here. And one of the reasons that I never went back to making my older content is because I was just trying to do what was best for the channel and for you guys. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. No, I was being selfish. I think I was just doing what was best for the channel, but at the same time, what was best for the channel in my eyes was what would help the channel grow and get a lot of new people that were enjoying. But obviously I see now, at the cost of that, you older guys who maybe didn't sign on for all this new content would kind of get screwed over. And anyway, I should have said this at the beginning. It's been over almost 30 minutes. But I need to say, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry to you guys. I'm sorry to my fans who have been watching me since the beginning. I'm sorry I let you guys down. My old viewers and my new ones. I'm sorry you're seeing me kind of caught up in this back and forth. But literally, that's how I see it. My first 1 million subs were you guys who subscribed and had been subscribing for my older content. And I see you newer guys, my second 1 million, as everyone who came from this last year of me doing these animation story times. And so it's like I've just been split, run down the middle, and I've just been going back and forth in my mind, like what to do. And it's just, I want to make content for the old guys, I want to make content for the new guys, but every time I think about it, I just think, oh, well, what's best for YouTube? Lately, more and more, it seems YouTube wants channels that you can binge watch, so that means you have a niche and you stick to that. If you're a vlogger, you only make vlogs. If you're a reaction channel, you only make reaction. You're a gamer, you make games. variety channels basically are getting killed off on YouTube. You know, that's what I was thinking. That was the thoughts in my mind. And I thought, no, I have to stick to making these animations and I have to stick to making this content that has helped the channel so much. But at the same time, I can't stand that I've just felt like I betrayed so many other people and just kind of left them in the wind. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna say sorry again, but this time it's just for making this video so all over the place. It's not rehearsed. I'm just kind of rambling. So sorry for that. I hope you got a snack, and if you didn't get one, grab one now, because I don't know how much longer it's gonna be, but I'm gonna try and wrap it up, I promise. Thank you for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. It's just... feels good to get all that out, you know? But lately, I've been feeling a little bit better. You know, I think I've figured out kind of where I want to go and what I want to do. And ultimately, I do want to stay on YouTube. I do want to keep making videos for you guys. But I can't just rely solely on YouTube as a platform to, you know, have all my eggs in as a basket. What's the saying? Don't have all your eggs in one basket. I can't just rely on YouTube, you know? I need to seek other things too. And so I'm going to keep making YouTube videos, but I'm also going to work on, I think, becoming a webtoon creator or maybe just a comic author. I want to tell stories. I've always wanted to. I was a film major, and that was one thing I was so passionate about making these animation story times, was telling you guys cool stories and interesting things and life lessons. And I think the best place to continue doing something like that would be on webtoons. So, you know, I'm going to be working on that into 2020, and I'm going to find, you know, an artist that's dedicated to it and, you know, that has the style that I'm looking for. And yeah, we're going to go ham. We're going to get on Discover or Canvas, whatever it's called, and hopefully enough people will read it. Someday we'll get featured. We'll be a featured creator. It's great. I have that to look forward to. I have that to build, you know, outside of YouTube. And then I'm also planning to start streaming on Twitch again. I feel so bad that I have neglected you guys on Twitch for so long, but it just got to a point where I was just so not satisfied with myself and content and unhappy that I just quit. I just up and left Twitch. And there's some of you guys that are still subscribed to me on Twitch. You know, I don't deserve you guys. No, I don't. I haven't done a good job, but I see that now and I want to do better. I really do. So, finally, it's taken like over 30 minutes. Here's the game plan, what I want to do. And that's, I want to keep making videos for you guys on the main channel. I originally said like in a community post, like, hey guys, maybe I'll bring the reaction and scary stories back on the second channel. But the more and more I think about it and the more I've talked to, you know, my family about it, who all watch my videos, the more I realize this is my home, and this is home to a lot of you guys as well. And I think it's best that if I do bring back my older content, it's best to just do it here on the main channel, where you guys are already subbed or where you guys already know to find it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring back the reactions. I'm going to bring back not just reactions, but I'm also going to react to some K-pop stuff like I used to do. I'm also going to maybe do like a vlog like twice a month or something. I'm also going to bring back the scary stories. I don't know how, because I literally can't read any more of Junji Ito because of, you know, copyright issues. And I don't want to use any more of his work. You know, there's got to be a new way. But I am planning to bring back Scary Terry. So get ready for that. And I might also do some webtoon reviews as well, or I might just leave those on the second channel. Not sure yet. But on top of that, I'm still going to do the animation story times. I don't know if I'm gonna still do my own personal story times or just do, you know, interesting stories like once a month that will be really engaging instead of like 2 or 3 stories a month that aren't that good. I'll just try to focus on one great story. But like I said, it's not gonna be my own personal story, probably, because, you know, if I am going to be working towards creating my own webtoon and taking the Terry and Summer the Stalker and Claire and the Hillwalkers and Bottom Dwellers, if I'm going to take all of that stuff, you know, and put it on webtoon, then that has to be the only place where new content in that universe is coming from. So I technically, literally can't make any more YouTube videos in that universe, in that world, because it's going to go on webtoon. It's got to only come from webtoon. But I'll still make other cool animations. You know, you guys still like it when I tell stories, and I'm still going to do that. Now, I know that was a lot to take in just now, and you're probably still confused. Basically, what I'm saying is it's time to go back. You know, it's time to go back to what I used to do. It's time to get back to having a community like we used to have. And to be quite honest, when I look back on it, those were, I think, the happiest times for me as a creator is when I was making, you know, like almost daily videos and engaging and interacting with you guys on a daily basis. And that is when our community was strongest. And I think that is when I was happiest. Yeah, I really think so. It just sucks it took me this long to realize that, but I did. And now I know. And I have a lot of other things that I want to do as well. But most importantly, I need to do what makes me happy. And I think doing this is going to make a lot of you guys happy too. And if you guys are happy, then I'm happy. So that's what I wanted to say. That's what I want to do. I know it's going to be like it's going to be a little bit rocky at first, getting situated. People are still going to be confused, like what's going on. And I know it's probably going to be like a dip in like views and subs, but you know what? It'll pass. And eventually we'll build ourselves up again and things will be back to normal. So thank you guys for watching. Holy crap, this really did turn into a long video. Hopefully I can edit this down. I don't know how long this is going to be. Thank you guys for watching. I really mean that. I hope what I said kind of made sense. It really means the world to me, and I really still do love making videos for you guys. And I hope I can continue making them as long as I can. Okay, yeah, I've literally talked for so long. I need to start getting ready to go to Thanksgiving dinner with my family. But thanks for watching again. I hope your snack was good. I hope your buddies hasn't passed out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Should I do the old outro? Okay, fine. I'll do the old outro for old time's sake. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Good night.